Well, there you go. Look at that. Basically a 2-hour ride. When we get there close to 1 o'clock, meaning traffic doesn't become a problem. Long ride by a motorcycle. I'll tell you what, it's just so, in some ways it's aggravating. It's so car gods. It's the motorcycle gods. For me, I can't emphasize enough for anybody who watch my channel. I truly came to closure last night. I'm not going to buy the new CVO Street Glide. I really came to closure. I'm not going to buy a Street Glide. I'd rather just sit it out, wait it out, and I'd rather get the CVO Road Glide. And so, sure enough, that was in this morning when I woke up, I had plans to do other things. And yesterday really was not a good day anyways for me to even do the Street Glide deal. So I'm so glad. Part of me yesterday is like, you know what, maybe I'll just call them and I'll just say I just can't make it today and I'll see you tomorrow. But I thought that's not fair, because somebody wants that Street Glide, they need to have an opportunity to get it. So that's why I was like, no, don't keep on playing. Don't play a game with them. Just tell them the way it is. I'm not interested in the Street Glide. I don't like the conditions. But I just really am not really that excited about that Street Glide look. The Road Glide look, that front fairing bat wing, or I don't know what you call it, a bat wing, but the front fairing, the looks of that bike to me just look better. I just think it looks a nicer looking bike. I think it'd be a nicer riding bike. It's a known fact. A fixed fairing motorcycle on open highway is going to be a more stable motorcycle. Those bat wings, those things throw you around. I can show you a video of my Indy motorcycle of me being in a torrential downpour storm in Florida, where on my Indian, the winds grabbed that front bat wing and about jerked the handlebars out of my hands. Yeah. On a Road Glide, a fixed fairing, that's not going to happen. It's going to throw the bike around, but it's not going to throw those handlebars around. So, but anyways, it just doesn't end. It doesn't end for me. I really just came to closure. I'm not going to part with my CVO Limited and my Fast Johnny. And now here yet I am, Sunday morning, driving to Darlington, Maryland, to go buy a brand new 2023 Road Glide CVO. What is wrong with me, right? I get it. Everybody watch my channel, like, dude, you yesterday said you just couldn't part with those other bikes. Yet this morning, here you are now going to get rid of them. Right, I know, I get it. I'm with you, but you know what? I really like the Road Glide CVO. So here's the ball game. The Road Glide CVO has me excited enough to part with those motorcycles. The Street Glide couldn't get me excited enough to do that. And that's why I came to closure. I ain't doing it. But the Road Glide, yes, I can part with the existing bikes because I have so many motorcycles. I have so many cards in my deck that can I get another ultra limited CVO down the road? I can. One negative on that limited CVO I have, they put a bigger front wheel on that vehicle, and going through the corners, it is a little freaky. At kind of higher speeds, that front end does get a little like a walking feel, so it is a little freaky. I will say that much. I really do like that bike, but at higher speeds, especially in corners, that front end, it starts talking to you, and I don't like that. So it is a little nerve-wracking sometimes. You're kind of going at higher speeds and at corners. That's really about the only negative to it. Other than that, great bike. So here we go. That's me, my challenge today. And had I known I was going to be doing this today, the whole truck and trailer had been loaded up, and I would have been heading this dealership at 8:30 this morning, and I would have beat the major traffic, and I would have gotten up there by the time they open at 10 o'clock. Now, one of the owners is up there today, and the sales guy's giving me this feeling like he may do a little bit more on your numbers. I don't know. He just makes it sound like one of the owners. There's two owners, and he's just kind of saying this guy here may give you some more loving. And the thing is, I forgot to mention the other day on the deal was I got those Reinhardt exhausts on that ST Fast Johnny bike, and to me that has some value. And then I don't think the other gentleman that did the deal really realizes how many options are on this CVO Limited. And I know you're never going to get the money out of these accessories, but you should get some. I mean, you should get definitely some, right? You put $2,000 into it, you should at least get $800, you know, $700 back. You're not going to get no $2,000. Doubtful you get $1,000, but you should get something. So, all right, the long day already has begun. But hey, I forgot all about this vehicle having the massaging seats, which kind of interesting is now I turned the massaging seat on, the back of the seat isn't as radical. See here, see, I'm going to put it on again. So we can do it. So now I'm back on, and can I do it one more time? There it is. So there's massaging seats right now. And what's really interesting, that lumbar support in the back now actually goes in properly, so it's not so radically out my back. So that's actually cool. I forgot this Platinum has the massaging seats. Now, of course, my other Platinum. Now, for the record, the Ford Power Boost I have, it's such an awesome tow vehicle, and it really is a more comfortable towing vehicle than per se this F-250 Tremor truck, because you hear the big tires. You know, it's a rougher suspension, and I mean, it pulls. I mean, the thing is, it pulls better because it has so much power, but at the same time, the Power Boost is a great tow vehicle. You gotta watch my videos on that. So as we get up the road here in the F-250 Bravo trailer, Harley Davidson motorcycle road trip, pull trip, purchase trip, yikes trip. It's pretty incredible how this morning I just really had the strong inclination to get on my Indian motorcycle and go to the car show. And I tell you what, though, it's so hot out, and I was going to be geared up my gear, so to be standing out in that parking lot, walking around, talking to people, trying to make a video in my hot, you know, protective gear pants, my boots, and it's just too hot. I mean, so it wasn't meant to be, but it's so crazy. And how my phone started ringing this morning, and I actually thought it was one of my customers calling me. And I'm like, you know, it's Sunday. I'm just not going to be bugged. It's Sunday. I worked yesterday. And not knowing it's Jimmy, the sales guy at Chesapeake Harley, calling me. I truly thought he was calling to say, look, this is Jimmy. You know, you're sure you want to pass on the street glide? They're going to put it back out in the market to be sold today for sale. You sure about that? Or hey, we'll take another $500 off. I really thought that was the phone call, because I hammered the heck out of the GM on who's buying that Road Glide, and he claimed was some lawyer out of Philadelphia that was apparently buying 2 Harleys from him. So, and he was like, this guy's got money, this is a done deal. And if you watch my video when we're doing a walk around on that street glide, you can see the GM there in the background taking pictures of the Road Glide. And so and then even yesterday, I called yesterday morning, and I even asked again, you know, for the sales guy to ask if that deal was going down or not. And, you know, so yesterday that deal was going down. So for me, I mean, so that's the reason I'm moving forward on this deal, is you just have to scratch your head. I mean, there's so many reasons why I shouldn't buy it, but at the last second, there's so many reasons I should buy it because of what has played out. Now here's, I don't know, third day. Now how am I going to get over? That should be the real question. Look at these roads. These roads are heavy. And once you get over to Baltimore on the Beltway, it's going to be a joke. So this is going to be a long day of driving. It's going to be a joke of driving. Everybody and brother's out. All right, let's do a comparison here of fuel economy on the F-250. Let's reset it. And the Ford Power Boost, the gas versus the diesel. Now, I'm definitely back in the back end there with the Indian and the Street Bob. We're definitely 1,500 pounds lighter. So keep that in mind. And this is, you know, interesting. Most motorcycle guys haul butt. This guy here is putting butt on his Road Glide. And if you're a motorcyclist, you know a lot of guys just haul tail. But wow, traffic. I mean, this is just incredible. I mean, the traffic is heavy. So this is going to be just a drive to frickin' this dealership. Yeah. Last night, my daughter and I were hanging out watching Seinfeld reruns. My daughter just loves the 80s and 90s, the 90s shows, sitcoms. And so we're hanging out. I was pretty impressed. Actually, out there in the shop, I got the Wi-Fi set up, TV, internet set up on where I have YouTube TV. And so the Seinfeld series, we started watching that Seinfeld series like at 7 o'clock. At 10 o'clock, it was still another series. We finally went in. I was pretty much beat from working all day and the emotional distress of trying to figure out what the hell to do with buying another damn motorcycle. But anyways, so we went in, but my daughter last night was like, oh, I'm so glad you didn't get that Street Glide, because I really do like these two bikes. And I was like, right. Yeah, I know. I mean, so last night, my daughter is right now got the Kiefer German Shepherd puppy dog and dog training. So she's not even home. And she doesn't even know what's going on. Until she gets home, when she then starts going, wait a second, where's Dad? Where's the truck and trailer? Then she'll go in the barn and she'll see the bikes on. She'll be like, oh, Dad's gonna get that street Glide after he says he wasn't gonna buy it. Maybe you'll get the phone call on that. See if that plays out in the truck. There's a happy rider. All right, let me get up the road here. So, look at this. 9.9. It'd be interesting to see what plays out, because now if I can get this thing up a little bit more, but this speedo is not exactly right because of the bigger tires. The Waze thing, it's off by about 3 miles per hour. One nice thing about these Fords is, oh, here we go. So my wife is trying to use my damn Waze. It drives me nuts. My wife will not set up her own freaking account on a Waze account. So she uses my account. Oh my gosh. But here's the adapter. So I'm going to go ahead and set it. So now we're in adaptive cruise trailering, which I really like that. That's what Ford did before anybody else, for the record. Yeah, the wife will not, it's just, people are like, where's your wife? My wife doesn't want anything to do with this public, recognition of the face or anything. She has nothing to do. And so many people are like, why don't you show your wife? She's not going to do it. She has nothing to do with this stuff. She is so conservative. She wants none of this social media stuff. She doesn't trust any of this stuff. Yeah, I'm not lying to you. She has a fit about my daughter being on this stuff. Yeah. Here's a pretty cool story for you. So the salesman, Jimmy up here, that was an older gentleman that's been selling Harleys, I'm sure, for many years. He owns a 1967 Corvette. 1967 Corvette. Blue, really pretty blue, the lighter blue. And he tells me that he actually is the original owner of that Corvette. Wow. So he's owned this Corvette now, what is that, like 50 plus years. And it isn't very high mileage, all original factory stock, 327, 4-speed manual. And so, wow, is that cool or what? He paid like $4,500 for it, and he paid it off, a 3-year loan is what he got on it, and he paid it off. But how many of those stories do you hear? He'll never sell it. I mean, his son eventually would get it, but wow. All right, the truck and trailer are rocking. We're at 9 miles per gallon. How about that, huh? So right now, we're down to 8.9. Wow. So let's just say, for the heck of it, that this truck got 8.5 miles per gallon, where it was only about a mile per gallon better than the Power Boost. Keep in mind, this doesn't even have an extra 15 to 17, I'd say more like 1,800 pounds less weight than the Power Boost. And I'm now starting to see the high 8s. Wow. And I'm rocking, but I rock and roll with that Power Boost as well. That's a statement for that V6 twin turbo 3.5 motor, I think is what it is, right? Something I do with all my trailers, I put the bigger highway tires on them, the higher speed tires. Out there that's doing a lot of trailer towing, for me, I put a little higher grade highway tire that can go at higher speeds and not blow out, because boy oh boy, if you get the wrong tires in your trailer and you really do plan to do long haul high speeds, yeah, you definitely run the risk of that tire blowing out. Ask me how I know. All right, we're making headway, but Jesus Christ, we're still an hour out. We're on 695 the Beltway now, and we got a wild ass tractor trailer driver guy up here behind me. This guy's driving like a freaking race car. And now this just makes no sense how people do this stuff to you. They just, you know, they pull in front of you to go slower. Come on, David Lee Roth, Van Halen, and Harleys. Trucks and trailers, how much more fun can that be? Oh, on the country back roads now. So good old Waze is taking me in the back way to avoid all the 95 baloney and everything. So that's cool. Nice change of scenery. Beautiful country up here as we head north. And we're still what? Well, we're getting closer. So close to 1 o'clock basically when we get up there. Which is beautiful country. You just never imagined right off the 695 Beltway it'd be this much country.